I don't know what to say.
And
Trump 2020, fuck your feelings. Hi, everyone.
Fuck you.
We're here. Hey, congratulations to Mark Carney for beating PP. Yay.
Yeah.
Unless you're
First guy to beat his PP here.
Unless you're a PP fan, then boo, suck.
Yeah, well, fuck your feelings. So
also, we apologize to anyone that has that spent all their money on fuck Carney flags. Listen, he's an attractive man, not as attractive as Trudeau, to be honest. But again, if you want to fuck him, good for you. But it's sad that you spent all the money on flags, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
all right. So it's Greg's birthday today, actually, of all days. It's actually his birthday when we're doing it. It's not like, oh, Greg's birthday is this week. We're doing it's actually him. So it's his actual birthday.
I escaped from the vagina this time. Well, not this time, but this
Happy Womb Liberation Day. It would be the first Liberation Day that's got the Trump staple on it.
There we go.
On it. So happy birthday, Greg.
Happy birthday. Don't worry, Nick. Another
happy
beer, I'll probably have
happy birthday. Fuck you. All right. Let's get down to things. So welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Starr, kind of a co-host, Greg. It's his birthday. We're drinking beers that remind us of this asshole.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Go around the room. I know Greg was actually here second, but I'm going to go to him last because it's his birthday. We'll save the best for last. So let's go over to the Beard. How you doing tonight, Redbeard? He's doing great. So, what did you bring tonight for a beer that reminds you of Greggy?
I totally bought this with tonight in mind.
Thank you, honey.
It's
honey, do you want to say fuck you, Nick, on the chat?
Karma Simcoe.
Hold on. Agnes has something to say.
Oh.
What's Agnes saying?
And say fuck you, Carrie.
Fuck you, Carrie.
Say fuck you, Rob.
Fuck you, Rob.
And fuck you, Lee.
Fuck you, Lee.
There we go. You've all been fucked by Agnes.
All right.
Oh wow, nice. All right, so let's go to the beer.
Anyway.
Okay, so
yeah,
you got Karma Simcoe.
The beer that this brewery used to be kind of right next to Greg's house, basically, and I've been there. Because
they're still not exactly that far away. But
also, if you squint and use your imagination, that could be a vagina.
What? It could be a vagina. I mean, the clitoris is a little bit too centered, but otherwise, it's similar enough.
And Greg being a vagina, makes me think of him. So
I am a vagina. That's how I identify.
Cheers, vagina Greg.
Greg identifies as a vagina.
Greg,
alrighty. Thank you for that. Let's go over to. Well, Rob's not here. We're gonna go to Lee. Lee, how you doing tonight?
We're gonna go to the vagina of the relationship.
Exactly.
As far as we know,
I'm good. I am very good. So, I said that I had a few options for Greg.
All right.
And one of them that I picked was it is called Tour Bus. It's double dry hopped IPA.
Okay.
The reason I picked this is because I forgot about it in Rob's fridge, and I was too cheap and lazy to go grab another beer.
That's a good Greg beer.
And this is why. But because because Rob needed to get a beer, he ended up taking me the LCBO. So we got a pack.
Whoa.
Oh wow. There's options. So
another one is Fracture, because we've been trying so hard to all do this one.
Okay.
Or one of them. And there's that one. And then there is this one, because of the name. Big and Sexy IPA.
Big and Sexy IPA. There we go.
That is it.
I think I actually brought that a few weeks ago too. I don't remember why I brought it.
I've seen that can before.
And then no, it wasn't this one.
So are you gonna drink one and Rob will drink the other?
Oh no, Rob has his own. So I'm
okay. Rob has.
So
this is only Lady Lee. Okay.
Yeah. Those were the choices. The other two are just extra.
Let's put it up to Greg to pick.
I'm gonna as one might expect from me, I'm gonna say go with the one with the highest ABV. So go for the Fracture.
Okay.
Get fractured.
I think Fracture's the highest ABV.
Yeah, this one's 7.4. And this one's 9.4. So
let's go
9.4.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna help lubricate Rob's evening tonight.
Okay, you made me choose. I was gonna do 2 just for you as well because you like to be the double person. So these
Okay.
will be my 2.
You can do those 2. I mean, Rob, she won't say no to anything.
We got to do a cuvee at some point.
Okay.
So
It's not too late to get
you also
chalet
get a
sauce.
choice over for me.
We gotta
And-
turn it.
Yeah, turn this around. And since we went with the theory of 4, since you like
Okay.
4 beers,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I'm being pressured into drinking 4 beers.
You should be. It's your birthday.
and so I went with some stouts. And
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep.
What's that? That's I've never seen that one. Chocolate raspberry. Okay. I like it.
Forked River, isn't it?
Is it what's the ABV on that one? That's 6. Is that 6 something?
5.
6.5. Okay.
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 There you go. Fork
There-
River.
there's-
Versus
definitely-
rice.
There's definitely a euphemism there, so maybe. Double up. Okay. I think I've had that one before. Double up
Coffee.
something.
Coffee milk stout. It's 6.5.
Okay. Same,
That one
same
Old
maybe.
Tomorrow?
Who makes that? Who makes that one?
And then
That
fracture.
one's Old Tomorrow, I think, isn't it?
Well, I feel
Because-
fractures
was,
will be off the
tomorrow.
list because Lady Lee's gonna do that one.
Yeah, but it was another option for him, so we brought it for
Okay.
him. And then this was the one that we're just gonna drink in general because it was really good. and
Creamsicle ale. Isn't that the one you brought last week or 2 weeks ago or something?
I did, yeah.
It is
There's-
okay.
He wasn't
Well,
around with-
I'm
There's a
gonna
new one of
say-
those at the LCBO that Collective Arts has a creamsicle beer now. I
Yeah.
have one to try. It's
Yeah, I
really
think
good.
I think that's their new sour series. I think Nick was talking about if we could get that one or not.
Oh,
for
the
a
Collective
future anal.
Arts. Collective
I think
Arts.
that's the one. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm going to go with the best euphemism here, so it's going to be the chocolate dipped strawberry.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay. Greg
We have
has spoken.
Extra surprise.
What's the extra
'Cause-
surprise?
Our drinking vessel.
Oh, our drinking vessel. Because we're celebrating. We're drinking out of tiki mugs.
Oh, nice. I actually have a special glass, but I should actually have my birthday glass here.
Greg's all about the tiki torch.
Fail. I'm not prepared.
I
Anyways.
chose a lady just for you, Greg.
There
That
we
chose
go.
the red dragon.
I mean, sounds like a good sex move.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Lady Lee. So I'm actually going to put myself up so Greg can come last, like a gentleman should. So what have I got for tonight? This is, it's kind of the low hanging fruit. One of the beers that reminds me the most of Greg.
Is it
Is,
low hanging fruit?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea for a beer, but no. In this case, but I mean, everybody knows that Greg likes to shake his bone. So I've got bone shakers sitting here. But no. I decided this one was too easy and decided to go for the next one that kind of reminds me of Greg on the Shelf, considering that I kind of thought that somebody would actually pick this. So I went with the next best thing. And in celebration of somebody who likes to invade my space on every fucking episode, I went with Space Invader.
Nice.
Also,
Amsterdam Space Invader. And a giant fucking can.
So, Nick, just
Nick, that's an excellent choice. And look, vintage 1983.
And I'm gonna drink it out of a Molson Canadian glass.
Oh my God, Nick, you're trying to get bonus points here.
We are
Bonus
Canadian.
points.
so Nick,
Almost up.
today when we're at the
I'm gonna
LCBO,
wave my Polly Ever flag or whatever.
Oh, there we go.
when we were
Hey,
at the LCBO,
Sorry,
when we were at the LCBO today, Nick, we saw a beer called Low Hanging Fruit. So that's why I
Oh,
thought
really?
you got that.
No, I who makes that? I've never even
Oh,
heard
we
of
looked by it. It wasn't our choice. We walked by it real quick. It was one that I was considering. Was low hanging fruit. Would have been fun for low hanging fruit joke, but
that would have been a great joke for old man Greg with low hanging fruit.
It's a good Tenacious D song too.
I've been complimented on that. My testicles are quite nice hanging. So there you go.
Millions of peaches hanging to his knees. All right, so so let's go over to the birthday boy. Considering Mr. Dan isn't here yet, let's bring Greg up and say, "Happy birthday, Greg! What are you getting drunk on tonight?"
Well, thank you, Nick. Well, I mean, I may not make it to the end of the show because I've decided, as everyone will be shocked, to bring a Double Tempest to the party. And this is a 2022 vintage. I do have a 2021 vintage, but I decided to go with this one because I only have 121 left. I want to save it for this year's comparison. So this is my and I've still got several of these left, my 2022. So that's 2.5 years old. So should be delicious. And it's still in the big ass bottle. They're not in the cans that they now come in. And it'll probably make me pass out. So like halfway through the show, I'll just pass out and you guys can all draw cocks on my face.
There you go. I mean,
trace.
That's what we do in person.
Draw, right. Trace, stick it in my mouth. Whatever happens, and I'm asleep. It doesn't matter.
Your birthday.
You get the side profile. You dip it in paint, and then you smush it onto Greg's face.
Dip your dick in paint and just give me a good cock slap on the forehead.
Give him a Picasso once over.
Oh shit, Dan's here.
It's like, oh, where'd my mushroom come from?
Stunt up with words. What's wrong with you?
Dan's right in time to talk about his beer.
Speaking of mushrooms on the forehead.
Speaking of mushrooms, oh, fuck you then, Greg.
I mean, that's what everyone seems to want to do tonight.
Good evening.
So you're here for the introductions, and Dan, you're right at the end.
Hey, Dan, how do you feel about the Alberta separatist movement?
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Don't call him out. He's gonna fucking get exposed.
He's gonna be worried for his safety.
Sorry, give me a second.
Okay, so yeah, Dan, how you doing tonight? And what beer did you bring?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. And what I brought, you told me to bring something that either reminds me of Greg or has a fuck you of Greg. Well, this kind of reminds me of Greg in a fuck you way. So this one, it's a solid beer. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid beer. It's a Greg style beer. It comes in at a formidable 13% alcohol by volume.
Shit.
Ooh,
higher than my beer.
Popping.
It has an expensive kind of price tag to it, like Greg's Corvette. It also comes from Ontario. So there's a little bit of a theme here.
I feel like Dan is playing this ahead.
A little bit. This is from fuck. Well, it's also has a collaboration with Collective Arts.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on here, and it has a nice RoboCop theme.
Ooh.
Oh, are you going with a RoboHop?
No.
Oh no, that's not GLB.
What
RoboHop.
is that?
Oh.
No. This is from is it not left hand, but it's from what the fuck is that?
Right hand.
What is that brewery? What is that fucking brewery of Ontario?
Blood Brothers.
Blood Brothers. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's from Blood Brothers. It is an
That's like an
Imperial
even
Stout.
more blatant RoboCop ripoff than RoboHop is. That's fucking
that's
wow.
that's up there.
Yeah.
That's a cease and desist beer right there.
This is a very big cease and desist beer right here. Come on now. So this is a bourbon barrel aged rye and cola Imperial Stout.
Rye and cola. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Aged in Collective Arts rye barrels.
Rye and cola?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Called Over the Tap.
Over the tap, number 8 at 13%.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
I don't think I've ever seen like I guess Bellwoods is the only other brewery I've seen that makes anything over that 11.9 fucking range.
I came in tonight to win it again. I'm sorry, but this is what I came in to win.
And then Dan brings a knife to a gunfight. A gun to a knife fight.
What? If you
Every
want
time
to
I come
win
into
more,
BYOB,
put a space
Dan is
in
like,
between
I have
stunt
done
and
my
double
my
and
homework.
capitalize double.
I know exactly what I need to
Damn you.
do. This is what is going to win.
And because it's Greg's birthday, I brought out my special dead glass, the skull glass, just for you to make you feel old and fucking dead.
You know that
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
It reminds me of my expensive bottle of Crystal Skull vodka I bought a while ago, and now what I do is I pour cheap vodka into it.
So I'm going to be drinking
to make
from
myself
your
look
skull
fancy
tonight, Greg.
Wow. That Crystal Skull does have easily the best, just straight up. Kraken has had some pretty cool special edition bottles, but overall, the Crystal Skull is a
Crystal
I've heard the vodka isn't anything impressive. I've heard. I've never tried.
Yeah, I've seen the Pride one. Yeah, well, Crystal Skull kind of like the vodka itself is not particularly good and it's expensive, but the whole shtick is the bottle
diamond filtering, whatever they do. It's filtered through diamonds or something too. It's
all right. I'm gonna say, Dan, you've got a very high chance of winning tonight. That looks
outrageous.
That looks sexy as fuck.
It does.
Holy shit!
I'm not gonna lie. This was not a cheap fucking beer.
That is some.
I don't imagine it would be. I was actually very curious if I could still get it at Billet Brothers, but it doesn't seem to be a thing anymore.
No, it doesn't. So it's called Murphy. Murphy is the.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Okay.
That's Dan bringing a nuclear bomb to a knife fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck you. There's a difference between fuck you, Greg, and I want to fuck you, Greg.
I saw this and I saw the price point and I'm like, all right, fine, whatever.
It's literally like fuck you, Greg, like or fuck me, Greg, maybe because
Greg.
I would fuck Dan for that beer. I would only need one of those to become bi. Like that's how strong it is.
Right?
Only one.
Only one.
Okay. That's me. That's me in a nutshell.
Dan's keeping.
More like
Greg, you can't steal my boyfriend.
I'm gonna save this for my thoughts on this, but I'm sorry, poker face.
Listen, Lee, I can't help it if I'm so goddamn hot. I'm sorry.
I'm sexy.
I'm literally trying to wear this shirt to keep him away, and it doesn't work.
I gave you your birthday nudes, by the way. You're.
Dan, I gotta say, I knew Nick was a tripod. I didn't realize you were a tripod as well.
Because he's short.
I mean, you guys are really the IT twins.
Okay, so thank you, Dan. We'll circle back for your history on that one, but let's read some comments here. It's pretty much just Brandon.
Okay, am I stupid or did Carrie go? Because I didn't remember Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie went first.
Where's Carrie have? Where's Carrie have?
Let's recap. What's Carrie got? He's got Karma Citra.
The vagina beer. Okay, sorry, I got distracted by the vagina. Okay, yeah. So,
all right.
Sorry, Carrie. I wasn't sure if Nick just skipped you or not.
So let's recap what Lady Lee and Rob have.
I'm doing Fracture.
Imperial.
Juicy Imperial IPA. Imperial. And then I'm also doing Tour Bus.
Oh, Lady Lee's going to be fun tonight.
Oh, you're getting hammered.
Dry hop hazy IPA. It is one that was left in my fridge and I forgot about. And I was like, perfect. That is Greg.
Perfect. I'm that dude that's in your fridge that you forget about, but then you're like, maybe some midnight when I'm really lonely on Saturday.
And that's a Forked River chocolate raspberry stout, I think, from Rob, right?
Yeah.
It is Forked River, brewed in London, Ontario.
There we go.
I honestly didn't know that Forked River was still around.
Forked River, very close to Empire.
Yeah. Wow. So close. That's closer than Alexandria is.
It's the closest to Vankleigh Kill. Come on, everyone knows that. Empire is
all right.
Empire's like across the street from Vankleigh Kill.
Mm-hmm.
And did Greg bring his double Tempest?
Yes, I did. No, obviously I will not be in the competition tonight, so I'm just bringing this beer for enjoyment.
Yeah,
but,
Greg's.
Yes, I brought my 2022 vintage, so my second oldest bottle. So there we go, and I'm enjoying this, and hopefully I don't pass out halfway through the thing. That's why when you joined, Dan, everyone was talking about mushroom slapping me as I slept.
Okay.
I'm drinking Amsterdam Space Invader in honor of my favorite chat invader. So
there you go, Nick. This will be the nightcap.
Right. Speaking of which, let's see if Brandon calls in sick tomorrow. So Brandon's in the chat saying happy birthday, Greg. Woo, happy birthday, Greg.
Hi, Brandon. Why don't you grab a beer and join us?
He's got a beer.
Literally, grab a bottle, or grab a glass of whiskey. Grab a glass of whiskey and just say you give no fucks.
He'd rather stare at us creepily from that little picture, his profile picture of the corner when Nick brings up his.
He is a creepy little bastard.
Look at
him. So I had a Space Invader a few months ago. I still have the can sitting beside my Super Mario collection in my game room here. Nice. They got these monster cans of Space Invader now. These are bigger than your
Oh
like
yeah.
compared to in Amsterdam, like
Oh, Nick has,
You,
Nick,
you
Nick
can
has
get
an old
bone shaker in those big cans too, I believe.
I don't even think they have the small cans of Bone Shaker anymore, unless they're just using up old stock or whatever.
I know that and the 3-speed lager has been available in the big cans for a while as well.
Brandon's got a Velvet Bubble Lord Blueberry Sour. He wasn't aware of Greg's birthday or the theme. He could be pretty sour at times, I guess. So he's drinking Velvet Bubble Lord.
I would say well played on the theme, but you should save that one for next week.
Exactly. I think he's already drinking it from the sounds of it.
Okay.
All right. So let's circle back around to the Mr. Beardo for his what's your history with that Karma Citro? Actually, you know what? We should change this up and say, what's your history with Greg?
Oh God.
Wow.
Oh, Carrie may have some dirty laundry to unload.
Some fingering here.
I've been inside of him.
Wow. That's technically not wrong.
Right?
I whispered his dog a little bit.
He dog whispered, yep. Layla, who's still alive, mind
The
you.
beard whisperer.
Yeah, Carrie won Layla over by getting to her level.
She's a good dog. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Yeah, met Greg via this and went down to the Royal Winter Fair when I was helping out Highlander when they were still a thing. Before they became South River Brewing and then before they became nothing. And I was like, I'm in the area. You want to hang out? And Greg invited me to his home where I met him and his wife and his dog and his cat. And yeah, we drank a lot of Bring Out Your Dead.
We did. Those videos still exist and they're fantastic.
And then we did the New England. Was it New England Octopus Wants to Fight? That we woke up in the morning and didn't remember, and that's when I had the laughing attack where I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, we didn't remember the last few beers we reviewed, although Agnes recorded it, so it was the thing.
So yeah.
And I think I got big muffins in the morning.
I'm still here today,
Really?
loving him.
Wow.
I don't know. Whatever way that is.
That was perfect.
Totally
Good.
the wrong side on that.
Oh, for me it was good.
So, I'm the one to have this screen that's actually going live. So the other thing is your beard tonight. What's it remind you of Greg? Why is it?
I said that when I introduced the goddamn thing.
I did. Fuck, I missed that.
Yeah, he told me I'm a
basically
vagina.
next door to this brewery. I knew of the brewery before this. Like this brewery is the brewery that made the beer that made my palate shift. Octopus Wants to Fight was the first ever IPA where I was like, this is kind of tasty. And yeah, I don't know. It's a nice place to be. I went there with Greg once, but I've also been there with Greg and Nick one time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I remember that.
Enjoyed
that time you had a broken rib.
Broken rib. It was a good time.
That was the broken rib.
Broken rib beard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have the aftermath of the well and piss up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. Let's move over to Lady of the Lee. And Lady Lee is going to tell us all about her history with Greg.
My history with Fracture is none. I do have history. I have the fact that we have tried so long and so hard to find any of these to have them together that it's just been an ongoing battle. And when I saw it today, I just laughed because I'm like, oh, finally we have it. Finally we have one.
It's all over here too.
That is the history with that. And then my second beer, I randomly found it and we were going to try it. And then I forgot I had it. And now we were clearing out the fridge today and we saw it.
Yeah, but
oh shit, there's a beer.
The question's, what's your history with Greg?
Oh, god damn it. Stop it.
It's okay if you
You
don't
didn't
want
answer the question either.
I did.
You did not, because you were asking. Anyway,
Nobody wants to talk about their history with Greg.
to. It's true.
Greg,
Really.
I can't. Okay, history. Greg hit on me a lot when I was first on the Hangouts, because before I was in the chat and was before.
That sounds about right.
I mean, I feel I still do.
Oh yeah, you do. But he hit on me a lot, and he kept propositioning me to fuck his wife and him, and he still does it. And now it's great because I have a partner who gets to do the same to him. So
Ooh.
I get to return the favor.
She's got you pegged, Greg.
Hey, you're still invited to my pool.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it sucks. I'm saying I'm returning the favor because it's fun. And also,
I'm just happy you're finally dating somebody who's not a prude. I'm just throwing that out there.
Anyway, okay. So, what's the beer? What has the beer remind you of Greg?
Fracture. I kind of already told you why it reminds me of Greg.
It's true.
It literally because you, me, and Greg were trying to coordinate Fracture in any way, shape, or form.
It never happened because we couldn't find the right version of Fracture.
Yeah,
and then because Lady wants to fracture my butthole.
You definitely got her pegged there.
How do you fracture a butthole?
No, she's got me pegged.
Yeah.
Also, I have been humped by most of his dogs.
And
so she has a fractured butthole.
I'm not Nick's size, so let's not be ridiculous here.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's funny because like as soon as I went to go visit Greg, the first one to like dry hump me was his dog. And
first person was Agnes.
Yeah, Arnold. It was Arnold. Arnold was very persistent the whole time.
Yeah.
Anytime I would sit down on the couch, he's like, "Okay, it's my turn."
Well, I don't know. I don't think any of you follow my wife on TikTok, but when we were for Christmas, we went up to Niagara, and Agnes's parents actually were at the house, and they were looking after the dogs and just kind of enjoying the backyard or whatever. And Agnes had the security footage of Agnes continuously trying to hump her dad.
Agnes was trying to hump her dad?
No. Arnold was trying to hump Agnes's dad.
Yeah, you phrased that wrong.
Well, pardon me. I've had a few beers today.
It was great. That was good.
To which eventually Agnes' dad got annoyed. He got off the couch and basically said in Polish, but basically translated to, of all the dogs they had to get the pervert.
It matches Greg's personality perfectly.
Exactly.
Anyways, my second beer reminds me of Greg because he always talks about being too lazy to go anywhere further than like the next door LCBO when he was next door to an LCBO. And if it wasn't there, fuck it. So this basically reminds me of him because this was like straight up my cheap, lazy option of like, oh, I don't want to have to do something or go anywhere. Fuck it. What's in the fridge? I can make an excuse. This was there.
So what is the name of that thing? It says Destinel?
Yeah, Destil Brewery.
Where are they from?
Destil, okay.
It's the IPA
Illinois.
Deadhead series.
From Illinois, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Where did it? You said that was just in your fridge. Like, how did it end up in your fridge? Where'd it come from?
Normal, Illinois.
Distill. Oh, Distill. Okay. Interesting.
I don't remember. I don't remember how I ended up with it. I don't remember where I got it from. It's just in my fridge. It is a random beer, and it was there.
Does it have a canned on date? Like, how long has it been in your fridge?
A while.
Deadhead Series Double Dry Hop IPA.
March 13th, 2024. So it's over a year.
Okay. That's celebrating a year. That should be an interesting beer right there.
So it was in the LCBO, and it's been there since before they took all the American beers off the shelf.
It was in the LCBO.
It's that old. Wow.
I didn't realize
it's actually an American beer.
Well, so it also reminds me of Greg because he wants to be American.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, he's the one wearing a Trump shirt.
An American.
Where freedom isn't free.
I'm free.
Or at least I know I can carry a gun in public.
I literally do not know where it came from, how I got it, or what Or maybe it was just a beer in your fridge.
Well, now that I know it came, it was
Oh,
in the,
never mind. It was a beer in his fridge before I moved in. So
Okay.
Wow.
Well, now that I know,
Wow.
I didn't
Why
realize
does
it was
that?
at the
Why does that
LCBO,
somehow
so
make it even filthier?
It's secondhand beer.
I'm like Rob's secret laziness that you're somehow now enjoying.
When I heard a beer from Illinois, I didn't expect it to be in the LCBO. First, that was just.
There's a drawer in a fridge where you're supposed to put produce. It's just all booze. It's all canned booze.
Yeah, it's the crisp.
leftovers.
It keeps your loggers crisp.
Now, Rob, before you decided to date the Lady of the Lee, you're not much of a beer drinker, from what I understand, right?
No, not much.
So is it like you bought it, or someone gave it to you, and you just forgot about it, or?
Generally the drawer becomes the collective of beverages that are left behind.
Ah, okay. So it's like
This sounds like Scott's fridge back at his old house.
Yeah, except Nick comes once a week and cleans that out.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's move on. It's Rob's turn to talk about. I'm getting your history with Greg isn't extensive, so you can just like my history with Greg is this much.
It's about 3 beers.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there was this time in Toronto, and Greg had 3 beers, and we met like that.
It's 4 beers.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was 3 beers at the time.
Oh, yeah. Shh. Lady, we can't tell all the secrets. Come on.
How it was on? It was on here. You guys met on here.
Yeah, it was on here. Not on here.
Yeah. All right, so
and
the
I went
Forked
with
River.
Stouts. Greg likes stouts.
Greg likes stouts.
I do like
That's
stouts.
And
that's a good
I'm
reason
becoming
to
a
drink
stout
stout.
fan.
Nice. All right.
Kind of
You
funny
could have
because
those
isn't that one of the few styles Lady Lee still isn't like a fan of is stouts? Yeah,
That's right.
I feel like
Drink
just like
the stouts
any style of beer, you just haven't tried the right one. Like there's some that straight up taste like you're fucking drinking chocolate ice cream or something. You know what I mean? Like
That's my style.
Even what Greg's drinking right now, or what Dan's drinking right now, like to have a sip of that, I think you might be like, oh.
Actually, I got Agnes to have a sip of it, and she didn't hate it. She was like, "Oh, it's not terrible."
It's strong, but like
I had a sip of
it's
this. I'll save my judgment for later.
bourbon barrel aged and like well done. Any barrel aged stuff I've had as far as stouts go, it's like they're big beers all the time, but you drink them slow and they're like you could I don't know, thicken them and turn them into like syrup and pour them over pancakes or some shit. You know what I mean? Like some of them are just
you can
crazy.
thicken
We
anything.
also wanted to show. Wait, did we lose Nick?
We lost Nick.
Yep.
Nick,
Oh,
came
no.
back.
Keep going.
Oh no,
keep going,
the
keep going.
captain is without a ship. Jesus, where are we gonna go? Oh,
There you
Oh,
go.
there you
He's
go.
fine.
Yeah, no, I just found a setting. So okay.
Okay.
Let's see
We have
if
for-
Chrome will stop dropping my mic volume. It doesn't. Yes, it worked.
it made you. Very
Wow, that's a
loud.
nice mug. Yeah,
Nick,
that
Nick,
should be.
Mug for second beverage.
Okay, Rob, I sent you that model of me in confidence. You're not supposed to show that on the show.
But he's drinking out of you tonight.
I'll have this drink. Oh, yeah, we're drinking out of
I
it
mean,
later.
but still, fine, whatever. It wasn't meant for a general audience, but whatever.
Nick, what setting did you find, if I may ask?
Yeah, just a moment. I'll share it in the chat. It's the allow WebRTC to adjust input volume, and I disabled it, and then it restarted Chrome. And
Really?
yeah,
I just noticed myself that fucking Windows has turned my mic down again.
yep. Well, that's the thing. Every time I go like, hey, people keep talking over me. Why do I? Of course, it did drop my volume just there.
Now you're like
sorry, I
scary
turned it
loud,
down
and I'm
slightly because
terrified of you.
actually, that's a good idea. I can
It's already dropped.
really serenade everybody.
Oh,
With your
thank you.
belches.
Exactly. I can really make an impact. Well, I just wondered, like, all of a sudden, everybody's talking over me. Okay, so thank you, Rob. Let's move over to Mr. Dan, and Dan's going to tell us about his history, Greg.
Do I have to? I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
Dan-
want to get you taken
yeah, Dan.
down.
Hey, Dan, tell us how we met. Was it sexy? Was it a sexy meeting? Did we touch tips?
Well, thankfully, I am 3 provinces away, so I've never met Greg.
I don't even believe
personally.
that Dan exists, to be honest.
So it's really nice to have that buffer in between, so I don't actually have to physically be in his presence.
One day, Dan. One day, I'm going to see a wrinkly butt.
Wow.
But at the same point in time, how I met him was through these groups of assholes here, and honestly, it's blossomed ever since. Having Greg share his wonderful fascination of different things that you're not allowed to say on here because you don't want to be taken down. From Greg to be, oh look, we lost somebody else. From Greg to be.
Oh, Kerry just restarted his browser.
Yeah, he just restarted his Chrome. From Greg to basically being part and parcel with me knowing him for, God, how many years now? I don't know. I've blinked, and it seems like he's just getting older and uglier and grayer as the time goes on, just like I am.
Oh, Jesus, Nick. Jesus, Dan, I was gonna vote for your beer tonight, but fuck you.
Oh shit, this is not a roast. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, fuck yes, it is. Let me turn my volume back up and say, fuck yes, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, fuck you, Joe Rogan.
Like, fuck you, Dan. Fuck you, Greg.
So, I mean, honestly, my history with Greg is vast, wide, and thankfully not in my asshole. So,
wow.
Whoa.
No, don't worry, Dan. Don't worry, Dan. I wouldn't make that too wide.
So it is a roast, but specifically a spit roast of Greg.
Like an Eiffel Tower.
Well, it looks like Lady Lee will have to bring her strap-on back this summer.
Well, I kind of have to pee. I got the golden shower unlocked.
So,
You only have one hand.
that being said, what reminds me about Greg about this beer? Well, Greg has made me say that I should be drinking the most strongest beers whenever I can humanly possible.
Yes, you live in Alberta. You absolutely should.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong on that one. So basically, I brought a 13% beer because it reminds me of Greg saying, "Hey, whenever I ask him like what percentage should I be drinking, he always goes for the higher percentages because he tries to get me drunk quicker."
Yes, I do.
So and then he tries to get me to cuvee it with some sort of stupid thing like alcohol, or
alcohol.
Like vodka or tequila or even more rum inside of it.
How about Dan? How about some chalet sauce?
Unfortunately, I didn't have Swiss chalet today. I had McDonald's, and I didn't get the nuggets, so I can't put any McDonald's sauce in it.
You could like put some sweet and sour sauce in there.
Oh yeah, no, that's not happening with this beer. It's fucking too classy for that.
I don't care.
Too classy for you too.
How expensive was that beer? With that
$22.
Jesus!
Holy
Jesus, Dan! I don't think I'm worth that.
No, but at the same point in time, it's your birthday. It's a high percentage beer. It's from Toronto, so fuck you, Greg. I had to buy it.
I mean, fuck you. You're getting. It sounds like at the very least you're getting interesting beer. I hope it doesn't suck.
You make it sound like the ultimate fuck you, Greg.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this really expensive beer and drink it in front of you because fuck you, Greg.
Trust me, there was other ones that were $75 or $100, but this one's like, $22. Okay, let's go for that. So yeah,
He's dedicated.
See, this is the thing. When I said it was expensive, it reminded me of Greg's Corvette. So $22. This is pretty much half a tank of gas right there for Greg.
Hey, Dan, it is a budget supercar. It is not fucking expensive at all.
Just because you don't,
it's only $100,000, Greg.
Yeah, just because you don't drive it 3 blocks to get your half a tank of gas guzzled. I mean, yeah, it's a budget car. You push it the rest of the way just to save on gas.
I drove in this morning to spend $130 on a pool part I needed to fix my pump. So there you go.
Most people gas was $180.
Most people don't drive $100,000 cars as daily.
Dan, you realize that Greg can drive his Corvette and not have the foot all the way to the floor all the time, and it can get reasonable gas mileage, right? He
No, it's a
doesn't just
Corvette. It doesn't
doesn't
do
just
that.
dump gas into the engine as he's idling. Like
Yeah,
they're-
I've seen the back.
It's not a fuel efficient car, but it's not
that he's dumping into
like-
as he driving.
Greg has a heavy right foot sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Greg.
He's not actually switching on eco mode.
I have a heavy right foot myself, but like
Switch?
again, it's not.
I
Like,
actually
really?
kind of wonder. I actually almost wonder if Gary and I actually examined our gas mileage over the course of a period of time, if I actually maybe get better gas mileage than he does.
Quite possible.
You get better than I do.
Carey drove his Camry down to Toronto in like half an hour. That's how heavy his foot is.
Yeah, there you go. North Bay, Toronto, half hour.
That's a good challenge.
That was me and fucking his car. Fucking press the gas and it just goes. I was like, look, because it's an 80 on those farm roads, and I look at the speedometer. I'm going 120. I'm like,
what is his car?
It's a Durango.
Yeah,
The Durango.
it's an RT Plus Durango.
Oh, is it one of those like SUVs that the Dodge built with like just on? Yeah, the Dodge is such a
Stupid fucking
fucking
engines
weird
in it.
company when it comes to
It's
that
like
shit,
you
man.
touch the pedal and you're like, oh, I'm going.
How many horsepower does this Durango have?
Enough to give you a hard on when you touch the gas
Just
pedal.
under 400.
Yeah.
Enough to give
Yeah,
you a hard on when you touch
I was
that's
gonna
more than
say-
you need.
I was gonna say, is that the 5.7 liter engine or the 5.6 or the 6.4 liter engine?
The 5.7.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't they make a Durango with like 700 horsepower or something?
They make a
Yeah.
Hellcat. I don't think, do they make a Hellcat Durango? I know they make a Hellcat
Yeah.
Jeep.
Like,
Yeah,
it's-
there's a
Okay.
Hellcat Durango and
Fucking dog talking about.
Company- Company's
392
nuts.
Durango.
Yeah, it says 707 horsepower. It'll get you where you need to go.
You can put the Elephant in it, but it's like super expensive.
Elephant.
the hell? What is the Elephant? What did
I
you
don't
say?
even know what that.
You should look that Dodge Elephant. You look that up.
All right.
Is that
so-
like an aftermarket thing, or is that actually something?
They sell the engine as a crate engine.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Meanwhile, I drive a Corolla that goes 0 to 60, and yes,
a 7-liter supercharged Hemi V8.
2011.
7-liter
That
V8.
struggles
That's
to get up the
insane.
hills when I drive in North Bay. Gets it from Ottawa to
you
North
get
Bay.
it. What is it?
It's a 7-liter supercharged Hemi V8 that does 1,000 horsepower.
Of course it
There we
does.
go.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
But it's also got 950 pounds of torque.
Of course.
That's a lot of. That's
At
a lot of torque.
426
Just throw it in your car. Don't modify anything else.
but
and just
the
watch
thing
everything
is
get ripped apart.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, being a Dodge, it probably does 0 to 60 in like 9 seconds because it's just fucking toasting the tires the whole time.
It
Well,
weighs
that's-
so damn much.
There was an episode
Yeah,
of
I've
Top,
heard
it
of
was a
that
Top
help.
Gear or the Grand Tour where Hammond had that. Was it the Demon? Or to do that to do the drag race,
Demon.
he had
It'd
to
be the
spend like the
Demon.
whole day.
Yeah,
Taking
yeah,
the front tires off
you have
and-
to prep it.
Yeah, it was
Because
fucking hilarious.
that car is designed to be literally like, yeah, you can drive it, but that car is literally designed to be trailered to the track, and you just pull that thing out, and then you'll run a 9-second, and then put it
Yeah.
back in your trailer and go home. Like that car is
Yeah.
very specific purpose built. Like, yeah, people can drive that thing, but it's meant for a purpose.
I'm pretty sure there's at least one guy in town that I've seen driving a Dodge.
I mean, have you
Demon
seen
something.
the tires you put on for the drag strip? They're literally like this thin. It's
Oh yeah, I get like
ridiculous.
on whatever Top Gear the Grand Tour, whatever they did. Hammond spent the day doing that to drag race Jeremy and his more powerful. And he won the race, but it was like, is it really worth everything you just had to fucking do?
Yeah, and I think wasn't Jeremy driving the Camaro, which I'm a Camaro fan. So
And I think that would have been the episode. He had the
Are you?
Exorcist Camaro or whatever it was.
yeah, he
I
had
think-
the 1,000 horsepower Camaro.
Yeah,
so
that was a cool car.
The car talk.
Hey,
And
Dan,
then
how's your-
James May had the Mustang something.
How's your history? Sorry, how's your
He
history,
does this
Greg?
every week. She
All right,
does this
so-
car talk.
Dan's.
That was my
I think
history with Greg.
Dan already gave his history with
we,
Greg.
we
Yep.
love car talk on this show.
Yeah, and I actually went and I said vehicle, and everyone went on a tangent. So yeah, that's my history, and this beer reminds me of Greg. because
Listen,
of the movie.
all us
because of
V8
the
guys that are
size.
compensating
It's
for
funny.
nothing.
Greg is talking over Dan right now about his
Yeah.
history.
Well-
Why does the beer remind you of Dan? Well, Dan's getting talked
Listen,
over.
listen. Let me piss Dan off a little bit. He's gonna win tonight for sure. So I mean, let me piss him off a bit.
It's Greg's birthday night. He's allowed to be.
He's
Why
allowed to be-
Why does this remind? Why does the beer remind you of Greg? And he's going to talk over your entire.
Yes, yeah, that's why. Right there. 13% barrel aged rye, and you know what? Movie reference of RoboCop. So
RoboCop, excellent movie. That movie's 10 out of 10, perfect movie. As far as I'm concerned.
See, there you go. There,
remake
Cops
has potential. It may be sad.
All right.
The remake,
So-
I didn't hate the remake, but it just had no.
It
reason
needed
to
the
exist,
hard
really.
R rating, and they needed to just go crazy with it. Like I liked a lot of it.
The
But,
first
yeah.
RoboCop had like it was a hard plus R rating.
Oh, yeah,
it was
man.
It was
All
a
right,
very
my
violent
friends.
movie.
People get ripped
We were
apart
talking
and
about beer.
stuff.
People got
Let's
shot
get
in the nuts.
Oh, we're not. What are you talking about? Talking about Greg.
It's
All
my,
right.
it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. Damn it!
We come
So-
back. We're talking about stuff, and we're coming back to beer every now and then.
No, we're
It's
not.
fun.
We're off tangent pretty bad.
Get it
No,
off.
no,
me so I
RoboCop.
can eat.
Okay,
The Dan's
okay,
beer
so-
was a RoboCop beer. We're talking about the beer in different ways. The RoboCop beer,
All right. So
totally valid.
my turn to get talked over. So
Never.
what's my history with Greg? Let me get started here. My history
Does
with
actually
Greg.
crack just now?
No, that was me
Okay,
making
that-
the sound effects. On
it
it.
sounded like
I'm not
it.
one of
I
those,
hate
it's uncomfortable, but my cracking my knuckles kind of is so dulled down by fat in my fucking skin that it's like you don't hear it. I mean, it happens, I feel it, but it doesn't make any audible pop. Anyway, so speaking of not making any notable audible pop, I mean, that was what the origin story of Greg. Greg used to be a very quiet individual at the very beginning, if I recall correctly.
If you can find, at some point I need to link it. There is a video of me on the very first BDU where I don't talk at all, and I'm a shy motherfucker.
Yeah, you really didn't come out. Like, I don't even remember the first episode that you came on. You were just one of the randos that Chad invited on to BDU one night, Beer Dweebs United, for those.
Yeah.
Which is the show that we used to participate on before we did Beer Analysis 101. That was hosted by the Albino Rhino from like 2013 all the way up to 2017. So we used to do that Wednesday nights instead of this. Chad had some shit go on, and we ended up anyway. We won't get into that, but like Greg came on, I think 2014 or 15 he started showing up.
Oh, I don't know, something in that
It
range.
was like somewhere around that time frame. I'd been on BDU since almost the very beginning, not the first couple episodes, but I was going through some shit at the time. Yeah, like with like Greg just sort of showed up, and I remember the first time I really remember Greg is when I met him in person at the 2015 Albino Rhino Beer Fest, and it was at the bottle share the night before when you brought a 2014 bottle of Double Tempest to it, and it fucking blew my socks off, and it was like so good. I still remember doing the review with you and Paul. And Paul saying is like, we're all going to go over to Greg's place after this and bathe in this, and I thought that was
Paul
awesome.
said
Like,
it wasn't thin, and that's a thing for Paul.
yes, exactly. And I still remember 2014 Double Tempest is one of the greatest beers I've ever had. That was like, it's up there with West D12 and Pliny the Elder. Like, going back to that, I don't think Pliny the Elder probably ages well, but West D12 was fucking fantastic. That was an epic beer at the time. I'm sure you're drinking an epic beer. I've had 2022 Double Tempest before. It was fucking great.
This is very good. It's again, it's one of those things. It's like your first fuck. Maybe you kind of nostalgicize it. Is that a word? Probably not. But I don't think any current Double Tempest are as good as like the early ones. But maybe that's just in my brain. I don't know. I was probably better 10 years ago too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's the case.
Hit her face.
I'm sure that's the case that Greg was better like 20 years ago.
Oh God, I have a furry fetish. I need to turn my camera off, guys.
God damn.
Okay.
So I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I tapped it at the time. Yes, it was May 2016 when me and Greg did our first beer review together on the channel at the Albino Rhino Beer Fest. And I remember Greg was double fisting. We did the original Collective Arts.
What is this? Double fit.
Well, you know, there's a picture. So I've got to find a picture. There's Fat Greg with the double fisting.
When Nick and I first met, it was a really good time.
Yeah,
there's your Jamie gif.
All
right.
Everyone, let's double fist for Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Fuck you, Jamie. My mom doesn't like you, Jamie.
What's happening here? Jesus Christ.
Right. Hey. So there was an episode. There was one review that we did of Collective Arts Project Goes at the Albino Run of Beer Fest, and Greg is like double fisting beers. He's drinking this. He's drinking another one.
I came late. To
and
that
he
festival,
was
so
stupid. You were stupid drunk that year, and you were like saying, it tastes like salty piss in the review. I'm like,
apparently, according to Chad, who knows who Chad is, but apparently, according to Chad, who is the festival organizer, apparently I was very close to getting kicked out by the OPP. So there we go.
Yep, I remember that. You were really,
but they eventually let me go, I guess.
Yeah, you had taken Agnes's glass and you were getting double samples everywhere.
Yeah, because I showed up late. We got delayed. We were supposed to be there when the festival started. We got delayed, so I showed up at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and I'm just like, I gotta get shit face.
Anyway, yeah. So
that's how a beer festival works. You have to get shit faced.
He's getting ready for us.
It's true.
He's gonna have a strap on.
Wow.
I was gonna say again, he's got to bring her strap on. I got the real one, the fake one. Why are they both squirting me? I don't know how math works.
Why are they spit roasting you and basting you? All right, so let's move along. So me and Greg
have sex with me unless you include my wife.
Me and Greg go back a long time. In fact, we don't usually air this Beer Analysis 101 without Greg nowadays because he's got a perfect attendance record. I'm the host. I've been on every episode of Beer Analysis 101 dating back to when it was still on Lee's channel. And I've kind of got an obligation to be here because I'm the fucking host. Greg's always been here as a guest, and I'm afraid to not do an episode without him because then he'll stop showing up.
Yeah, it's true. I missed one. I won't go over. I was even willing to do one on the night that my dad died, although you didn't do an episode that night. But I was like, no, I'll get shit-faced. I don't care. My dad died today. Let's get shit-faced.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, no.
Greg's got commitment.
Oh, but we did one when my dog died.
Well, okay, that was the thing, though.
You said it was okay to go ahead and do one.
We did. I'm just teasing. I'm just laughing because like Greg was so ready, but we opted not to.
Lady Lee even said, she's like, my dog died. I want to get shit faced. I'm not having a good day. Let's go. And I was the same way. I was just like, my dad died this morning. I want to get shit faced. Let's go.
You know what happened was that I was supposed to work that night, and then I got my shift off, and I was like, fuck it, because my dog died. I can drink, so let's do this.
Yeah,
we're both very.
I've been trying to use this opportunity to look at. I'm looking for the picture of Fat Greg.
Fat Greg.
The famous Fat Greg photo where he's like holding 2 beers at the beer fest. I'll have to find it and I'll show it again before the episode's out.
That's maximum.
Yeah. So when it comes to this beer, how does this not remind? It's Amsterdam. It's one of Greg's favorite breweries. It's one of the other breweries that's like really close to him and he buys a lot of shit from. You regularly buy like 2/4s of this stuff and the other one, Amsterdam Bone Shaker.
Yeah, because their prices are fucking ridiculous. Like if you get it on like a long weekend sale, it's like $120 for like a 50 pack, and you can either do all Bone Shaker, all Space Invader, or a 50-50 split.
And I mean, have a lot of transactions.
Really, it's not, even though it's owned by Royal Unibrew now, which makes, I think it's the company that makes Fax, isn't it? But
yes, weirdly enough, you can buy Fax off the Amsterdam website. Weirdly enough, yes,
it's still not bad. Like I don't think that Space Invader or Bone Shaker, which I wouldn't say they're the best thing in Ontario, but I don't think they've really changed much since Royal Unibrew.
I mean, if you go back really far back to when Amsterdam was like a small, not distillery, a brewery, and Bone Shaker was like a small beer. Yeah, the different taste, there is a taste difference, but since they've been bought out by the big conglomerate, now the taste hasn't really changed because Amsterdam was already a big a pretty big, like they're kind of like the Sam Adams of Ontario. Like they're a massive brewery that just happens to be crafty.
I'm trying to find the 2015 Rhino Fest photos.
While you're finding that, I'll do more hand action for Lady Lee.
God damn. Why does it have to be so fucking difficult? All right, so let's it must be 2016 instead.
Greg's doing hand actions for you.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hey, Rob.
Hello.
He's learning.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to keep moving on. Actually, you know what? Let's get down to the comments. We don't really have to ask Greg about his history with himself. I mean, we could.
I mean, I started around 12 years old when I kind of figured out that,
Whoa.
hey,
You figured out the
I-
machinations of your own body. And you
it's
discovered
like,
your penis.
I can finish this thing to completion. What? Who said that?
What's it? You discovered what an orgasm was, and you could use your hands for one.
I mean, I definitely may have jerked off to Wednesday Addams at some point, who was probably 13 at the time, but I was 12. I was 12, so it was totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh fuck!
I may have been around the same way with Jennifer Connelly and Labyrinth.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
Sears catalog.
Oh, the wish book. The wish book.
Your catalog. Yes.
Sometimes they forgot to Photoshop that or airbrush or whatever they did back in the day, and sometimes you could totally see that bush under that underwear. Yeah,
There we go.
COVID face masks. People with beards and COVID face masks.
That's Greg at the 2016 Albino Rhino Beer Fest.
Oh my.
Sexy.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah, Lady Lee's vagina would have exploded if she was at that fest. Thank God she didn't know me then.
Yeah, thank God. I'd have been sick of you by now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, somehow you still, it's almost like I have a pool or something that keeps you coming back.
Yeah, and beer.
There's actually like
Your beer, right?
And,
Growing your
and
pool.
Agnes.
There's other beer pictures of
You need to
Greg,
fill your pool with beer.
It's like
beer
Fat
and
Greg.
beer and shrimp, and that's Fat Joe. Joe's not fat anymore either. He's skinny.
Oh my God.
Guy.
Guy looks about the same.
Oh, there's
Oh,
Guy,
that's-
Greg, Agnes, and I don't know who she is.
Oh no! So you know who she is? Fucking. Oh, I'm trying to think of his name. It was the dude from Barry who used to show up on our shows sometimes. And that's his
Winter's
girl-
coming. Winter's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, that's his girlfriend, and she's much cooler.
It's
than he is.
fucking Radar. Anyway, I can get into the pictures of the whole trip here, but
And I actually, his girlfriend, she made a joke about at Joe's expense. It was something along the lines of I think Joe was eating poutine or something, and she made a joke that he looked like he had semen on his face, and we all had a good laugh at it. I was like, "That's wifey material." I have no clue if he's still with her or not, but
Girl.
oh, look, there's Guy about to destroy the bathroom in side launch.
oh, he's probably gonna get that.
Radar,
bathroom
Radar's- okay, we're done looking at pictures here. So,
Yeah,
all right,
over
so let's bring me up here, and I'll read the rest of the comments here, which is just basically Brandon again. We have 5 viewers. Let us know what you're drinking.
Yeah, we're
Say
gonna-
happy birthday, Greg. Yeah, I'm only working like 2 hours tomorrow. I need to take my daughter to get her braces. Well, you wouldn't miss me if I called in sick. Well, it sounds like an opportunity, doesn't it?
It freaks me out that Brandon has a daughter. Meanwhile, he's his daughter's age. Like, that's weird.
You know what? His daughter's taller than me. She's like 13 now.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
All right, so he says he'll be on next week. That is sweet. They have a bigger can of Space Invaders now. I'll grab one of those. I will say, I know I'm talking to a turn. Space Invader.
How dare you?
That's a monster can. It's $5.49 for a can, which is a little on the expensive side. But when you consider that you're getting like 1.5 beers out of this thing, that's not bad at all. Like, I'm gonna go back and get more of this shit, but spoilers. Okay, so let's that's it. I mean, we might as well circle back and talk about thoughts because it's been so long. We've been online on live for almost an hour here, 58 minutes and 58 seconds.
Creeping me out, man. I'm gonna have nightmares.
59 seconds. He's staring at us.
Wow.
He's just imagining putting his fingers in Greg's mouth.
Yeah.
You got me.
Sounds
It's
sexy.
fine.
This is great. It's
Together again.
it's not one of their core beers. Their core beer is that Haze Mama is my go-to Great Lakes beer. But for whatever reason, I don't know if they've been having issues with the supply chain or something, but the freshest Haze Mama I can find in my city is from February. And it's already started to not taste right, so I'm not buying that anymore. But this has come out recently, so I've been buying a lot of this. Simcoe's a tasty hop. It's basically just a hazy IPA that is showcasing Simcoe as a hop, and it's fucking $3.65 a can. Like Great Lakes, as far as craft breweries go, is easily, in my opinion, like there could be something local in your hometown that I don't know about, but like the stuff that makes it to the LCBO here in North Bay, easily the best value for money craft beer. Like you get the best bang for your buck. Canuck Pale Ale,
Banging for
Haze
bucks.
Mama, this, banging some bucks, having some consensual deer sex, I guess.
Sexual deer.
Yeah, bucks. Male deer.
Sexual deer.
Bucks.
Jesus.
Deer sex.
Homo deer sexual. I don't know. Anyway,
This is like fucking Twin Peaks the movie.
Right.
This gets a 10 for the style for me. This is a perfect example of a hazy IPA showcasing a specific hop and enjoyment. I'm going 8.5. It's delicious. It doesn't blow my mind, but it's a very, very, very tasty beer.
So it was what, an 8.5? 8.5 was the style?
10.
Okay. Oh, nice.
10. Great Lakes Great Lakes knows their shit when it comes to IPAs. Straight up.
All right.
And again, they don't rip you off for whatever they make, like some brewers do. Looking at you left field, Bellwoods.
Wow. Geez, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because,
Blood Brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Dan
Blood
is a
Brothers.
walking, talking example of that right now.
They just came out with a new version of it. I don't have the can handy. I know I've got 2 empty cans somewhere, but I can't find them. But it was a Karmadelic IPA, and that was fucking delicious too.
Oh yeah, Carmageddon, and what is it? Meanwhile, down in Moxie, made it here
those are both-
early this year as well.
I
Those are
remember
both great IPAs.
Those are both very tasty.
Like,
Ooh, I'm burping
you-
up
if
chicken
you-
wings. Oh,
Great
delicious.
Lakes still, for whatever reason, doesn't do across the province shipping, but if you're in the GTA area, they'll ship right to your door.
Yeah,
But-
$50 minimum, and they do it. It's if I'm too lazy to drive over there, the 15-minute drive, I get them to just deliver it to me. But hey, it's an excuse to drive down there and drive to the good old neighborhood of Etobicoke.
And the breweries, their tap room, their patio in the summer, they eventually did put like some kind of shelter over the patio, right? When we were there,
Yeah,
was, like,
they have something now, but it's
umbrellas
still-
even or something. But yeah,
yeah,
it was-
apparently it's heated. They don't keep it open in the winter, but like in the spring and fall, they have it heated now, I think.
okay. The first time I ever went to Bellwoods was when they only had the one location, kind of near where you used to live, I think. And
Yeah,
they
it
had
was
their
on,
outdoor patio with the big propane heater things going on. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was on Ossington. They've expanded
Yeah.
that, man. They took over like 2 buildings beside them. They're huge now.
Well, and they've
Like,
got like 2 other locations as well where they're brewing
Yeah.
stuff. Don't like they've
Yeah,
really, again,
Bellwoods has a lot of
expensive.
money.
they're very expensive, but they also make very good beer. Like
I
I know you got kind of turned off, like the whole fucked up tainted bottles of Bring Out Your Dead fiasco.
Yeah, I get pissed
But-
off when they don't have very good barrel cleanliness and their
But,
fucking shit gets infected.
like
but
again, before that, like the first time I met you, you and I had one of the most memorable, fun evenings of my life. Drinking fucking, was it 4?
it's true. I
bottles?
got violated.
And but yeah, it was
You guys
Oh,
were
it's
a good time. And again, I've still tried. It's been a while since I didn't order, but I'll do an order. They do $100 free shipping kind of thing, and I've never had a bad bottle or can, like infected wise or otherwise fucked up from them. So makes me sad that happened to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your sympathy.
Cool story, bro.
Since then, you've drastically cut back on how much of their berry you try, and
yeah, I put an order now and then to them because I'm not. I'm sort of like doing the long con like Mr. Lee used to do. Is like I claim I hate them. I actually don't. I'm okay with them. I just don't order them from them that often.
They're your Hawaiian pizza and or lasagna.
Yeah, basically, and like let's be honest, he probably likes ketchup too. He's doing the really long con on us with that.
Ketchup has its specific places, man. Like it's not. I had an uncle that put it on like turkey on Christmas dinner. All the fixings, ketchup over the whole thing.
I had a hot stinky cousin who will remain anonymous. Who, when you cooked her a steak, she'd dip it in ketchup. As a result, I will no longer.
She's your cousin. She's not that anonymous.
I'll no longer cook her a steak because you're not dipping that shit in ketchup.
When I used to work at a certain bar/restaurant here in town years ago,
the moose.
One of the bouncers before his shift would come in and order a Caesar salad and slather some ketchup on that bitch before.
No.
He was from Scotland. I'm not sure if that makes a difference, but it was
that means they should deep fry it, not put ketchup on it.
There's some weird eating habits that some people out there have.
All right, so can we get the show on the road here? Not to cut you off, Gary, but let's go over to Laylee and ask her.
Yay! All right.
Wait, hold on.
All right, give your thoughts.
What are you doing? Oh yeah.
Just for you, Greg. Oh, he's gone.
Hi, Greg.
We'll do it after.
All right. I had this lovely beverage chosen by Greg. It was quite delicious. I am definitely becoming a fan of stouts. Definitely chocolate tasting stouts.
Definitely chocolate.
I think
I'm back. I'm sorry.
I think I heard Greg peeing.
We got to. All right, Greg.
Just for you, Greg.
Okay. Towering for you, Greg.
Oh, okay. So I'm in the middle. Okay, because I kind of want Rob in the middle, but whatever.
Greg full towering.
Anyways, going on back to this delicious chocolate beverage. I have a little bit left. Yeah, it's comparable to the Gateway, which was the only other chocolate stout that I've had, but not as good. So I'm gonna go with 8s across the board on this guy.
Okay.
And recommend it. It's the only reason why the Gateway one beats it out is the chili aftertaste was nice. This is kind of got a little of a.
Okay, I was trying to think of which one you're comparing it to. I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 8 and 8.
Spicy stouts are so good.
Yeah, I might have to revisit that rating on that one because it was so good.
And you're just learning too. So.
Yeah.
I wish you could have tried that fucking Jacko. Do you like what's your spice tolerance?
In food?
In general?
Probably medium-ish.
Okay, I still wish you could have at least tried a shot of that. It was it's called Jacko Fire. Came in kettle down in the Niagara region, made it, and sent me a crowler of it. It was made with ghost. It was made with ghost peppers.
Fancy.
It was like so hot you could barely drink it, but it was also so delicious you couldn't stop drinking it.
You're so hot you can barely drink it.
Wow.
Thank you, man.
I mean,
I appreciate that.
That's very nice of Nick to embrace that aspect of himself.
Wow.
All right. So.
All right.
Hi, Lady Lee. What do you have to say?
I was looking at the can. This can is from November 2024, so I'm disappointed. But what to expect at an LCBO in North Bay. So this one has like a really it's got like a nice smooth mouthfeel when you drink it. So that like is really nice. But then like the taste is really good, but what really sets me off, it just feels like I bit into an orange peel. Like that taste just stays on your tongue. Like it doesn't go away. So it has this really
So it is a Greg beer.
yeah, so it has this like really bitter taste when it's done. Like it's like, I don't know, when you were a kid and you like bit into an orange trying to open it because you were struggling to open it and you like left with that orange peel taste in your mouth. That's exactly it. That is exactly what's left over. And it lingers and it stays and it's there. And you may enjoy that, but I do not. So it is not as fun for me as I had hoped. It is good. Just that aftertaste is a little harsh. I've been trying to save a little bit so that I can remember what it tastes like before my review. So yeah, it does have like this. It's not too sweet. Says that it's a juicy, but I usually expect like a sweeter when it comes to juicy. But it still has that like citrusy, like in your face, like juicy taste to it. It's just it's a lot more bitter than you would anticipate. So for what it is, style, I'll give it an 8 because this is kind of what I expect from IPA. I think this is like by description wise, like this is kind of spot on. And from what like other people tell me, we'll go 8.5. And then personal preference, I'm going to do a 7 because like I said, I like it. It's just that aftertaste is not going to get any higher for me. All right. And I also saved some just for Greg so I could pour the other beer in together.
There you go.
Because this is his
birthday.
birthday. It's his
So
birthday.
that was 8.5. Okay, that was 8.5 and 7 for the distill.
Fracture?
No.
Fracture was 8.5 and 7. Okay.
I love how Nick's writing it down like it makes a fucking difference.
Tour bus? This one's very flavorful. It's really nice. It doesn't have like, it's still, I do find it a little bit more bitter than what I like, but it still has like a nice flavor to it. Like it is, it's quite enjoyable. It's a burst of flavor in your mouth for every sip.
For being a year old, that's an
Just like
astonishing thing you're
pretty
saying right now.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, like I was really surprised because I was expecting kind of something that was like lacking, but it's still nice. Like the flavors are still there. It could be muted for sure because of how old it is. So who knows what it was when it was fresh. But it is really good. I'm enjoying it. Got a gold medal on it. Anyways.
Ooh.
What's the dry hopped? Double dry hopped hazy IPA. Yeah, it has it's a 7.4. I would have never guessed that. You don't taste the alcohol. Like it's not anything that you'd be like, oh, this is definitely a 7.4. It hides it well. And it has a nice juicy flavor to it with a little bit of bitterness. So I'm gonna go 9 for style. And I'm gonna do
It got gold in the Great American Beer Festival in 2021.
Wow, there we go.
Ooh.
Fancy.
this goes down really smooth. It goes down really easy. Like it does have the aftertaste afterwards of like the orange peel, but not nearly as bad. I like this a lot better. So I'm gonna go 9 for personal preference as well.
Wow, for a year-old beer.
And then
So what should these beers remind you more of, Greg? The bitter one or the one that goes down smooth?
the bitter one. The bitter one went down smooth. You have to remember, it went down smooth. It's just like after in your life, you realize like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I just do? Like
Yeah, that sounds like Greg.
yeah, so it's in there. It's in there good. And you're like, I can approve. And you're like, fuck, why did I approve?
Yeah, no, you regret the decision, but it's too late.
Yeah, but it's still good. Like you're still happy with the decision because you're like, it's not the worst decision.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, so now I have both mixed together.
Cuvée, 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 cuvée.
It just tastes like they both have really similar flavors, except one was a little bit more bitter at the end. And all I can taste is like maybe a little bit more bitterness, but it's nothing like it tastes pretty good because they were both so similar. Like had it been 2 different ones, I think it would have been crazier, but these were literally like the 2 same beers. Like they're both hazy or juicy, yeah. So there wasn't much to change. It wasn't that exciting. Sorry, Greg. I failed you.
It's like Greg. He's not that exciting, but you don't regret your decision. So there you go.
But these 2 beers are going to be pretty fucked up. So that's good.
Yeah. It's like drinking in my pool. It's like drinking my pool minus about 12 beers.
And leaving the fucking nipple tape.
Wow.
That was just floating in the pool. I was like, what the fuck why is there a starfish in my pool?
I was trying to collect those and I didn't collect them all.
No, they just floated around. Oh, hey, look at that. There's a weird fish.
All right.
It's nothing sexual.
All right.
Nipple tapes are running.
No, nipples aren't sexual at all.
All right. Thank you, Lady Lee. Let's move over to Dan. Dan, what's your thoughts on this beer? We're really curious what your thoughts are.
Oh, fuck.
As he turns away to focus on the hockey game.
God damn, yeah. No,
They're
losing anyway.
How are the Leafs doing tonight?
They're doing as well as Montreal, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, they're not doing as bad as Montreal is right now. Montreal's about 5 seconds away from the end of their season.
Anyways,
what's the final score?
That's all right. The Leafs will still blow their lead.
4-1 Washington. Montreal just got eliminated.
No. I'm sorry for
fuck you, Greg.
Fuck
you, Greg.
We got the Leafs. The Oilers still in, and Jets are still in.
Well, last the Leafs are on their way to do their annual blowing their lead. So they had a 3-0 lead. We a little bit about hockey. They had 3-0 lead, and now they're gonna fucking lose 4-3. Because that's what the Leafs.
Whoa! Hold on. Where the fuck what reality am I in where Greg's actually talking and following sports?
I mean, I can follow numbers. I have a basic understanding of numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't the Jets kind of falling apart too a little bit?
Also, Dan, this has happened every year in Toronto for like the last 10 years or something. This is what the Leafs do.
It's the same old story.
Is Edmonton still in there?
Yeah, Edmonton's took the series lead last night, I think.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's Dan's favorite team.
They're not expected to win, but they weren't expected to win, but they actually tied the series and went ahead, I think, last night.
Winnipeg plays tonight, and their series are tied right now.
Yeah,
Florida is about
Winnipeg has the best goalie in the league, and he just apparently can't play during the playoffs or something. I don't know.
The Oilers lost the playoffs last year, and that made me horny. Don't ask me why.
Oilers lost, but they made it all the way to the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Dan making me horny, hi Dan.
Hi. This has a nice oily film on it.
Jesus Christ!
That sounds so wrong.
You're a nice oily film, Greg.
Oh God! I wish
it sticks to the glass quite nicely, and it is one hell of a full-bodied beer.
Oh my God!
The flavor behind it. We do have a rye flavor. You do have a cola flavor, which is wild to me. You do have that.
They actually add the cola flavor.
E. coli.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I've been doing some research on it, and they don't say there's any cola added to it. I think it just might be the spices behind it.
Okay.
To make it have that cola flavor. So just like how you have sarsaparilla spices and whatnot, you do have like a cola spice to it.
It's not that difficult to make a barrel-aged beer taste like cola. I mean, that's kind of a common flavor of barrel-aged beer.
A little bit, but in rye barrels from Collective Arts, it is gorgeous. Like this is like having a rye and cola in a beer kind of format where you do have a bitterness of the stout, imperial stout on the end of it. I am so very impressed with this. It is actually something that I was like, I don't know. Is this worth the $22? The answer is yes.
No.
There's another.
What type of beer is it? Sorry, it said it's a rye cola.
It's a rye barrel aged
cola.
I can't hear him. Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Nick.
It's a cough syrup beer.
It's not a cough syrup beer, Nick.
Rye Buckley's.
Rye cola.
I'm trying to listen.
It's a rye barrel aged imperial cola stout, is what they call it. So it's an imperial stout coming in at 13% with flavors of rye, with a nice sort of sweetness of or a spiciness of a cola. And
out of this world.
God damn, it's delicious. It's really damn good. It's got a full body. It does have that stickiness that you get with imperial stout. And it is something. It's like they cuvee a rye and cola and put it in an imperial stout. So this is kind of right up Greg's alley, being fucking
right
lazy.
up my alley.
Being fucking lazy and not having to cuvee anything, and it's cuvee right there for you.
Wow.
So,
just add chalet sauce. It's perfect.
No. Do not ruin this with chalet. I would not recommend ruining this with chalet sauce.
You know what? Honestly, everything you just
Blasphemy.
said, if any beer might be decently cuvee with chalet sauce, I feel like Dan's beer might work with chalet sauce. I don't
I
know.
don't think it would,
I
though.
don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that would really. I'm not even going to attempt that.
Well, obviously, you don't have
maybe
any.
with soy sauce.
bitch.
It work with soy
Ooh,
sauce.
God, no.
Why would you ever do? Oh, the God!
Or
Oh my God!
Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, if you're making like some kind of
Why don't we
beer
just go
flavored
HP there,
barbecue
Nick? Come
sauce,
on
maybe.
now.
Oh,
So, honestly, for the style, fucking 10. Plain and simple.
Fucking 10.
Fucking 10.
Not just
So I'm
10.
going to put
has anybody
F10.
else ever even made that style before? Specific
that?
style? I've never seen that specific style.
I
before in
don't
my
think
life.
I have either.
Yeah,
Actually,
so-
actually,
Actually,
it's 13%. Go fuck yourself.
actually, that was so good.
Basically, if I remember correctly, Big Rock did a rye and cola beer at one point in time, but it was
Don't try to
nothing-
compare what you're drinking right now to
nothing
something
like
that
this.
Big Rock made. Jesus Christ. Are they still even
fuck-
around?
Yeah. Fuck
No
you,
one
dude.
should be
Yeah.
comparing anything with Big Rock.
No. But
Except
that-
XPS.
For my enjoyability, fucking 10. Again. It is really good. 13%. Don't even feel it. The spices behind it. are
Don't
gorgeous.
even feel it.
I haven't.
Hey, Dan, how
many?
how many fingers am I holding up?
More than I can count, and less than Carrie's dick.
How many fingers am I holding up, Dan?
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
You're right.
That's-
My penis is not a finger. What the hell was what were you even going with
It
there?
was true.
How
It
many
was a
fingers
true.
am I holding up, Dan?
Because it's a finger.
Well,
Anyway,
Why would you just randomly bring up my penis? Well,
I mean, Nick literally just held up two of Carrie's penises. So I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
I mean,
Nick
you
hitting
do
his
flash your penis
self-professed
every night.
fat
Every
fingers.
BA101 you're on here, you do flash your penis. So I mean, come on now.
What?
That's true. Carrie does flash his penis.
Carrie does flash his penis every episode, so
He does. So
Whip out
But-
the brain next time.
that being said, it's a gorgeous
a
beer.
waiting
It's
joke.
something that Greg would really enjoy, really love, and he's probably jealous because I'm drinking it. So that's me.
There we go. Dan likes to make me jealous.
Yeah, well, you did tease that you're going to come haunt my come.
I'm gonna come. What?
You're going to come and get your what was it? Your ass waxed
What?
by my wife, wasn't it?
Well,
damn.
I have said if I ever make my
Ass
way to
back and
Alberta,
crack.
You're-
Greg needs
you're-
his taint waxed.
your wife is a beautician, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
I will make arrangements to have all my nether regions, including my butthole and my butt and my ball sack, waxed by your wife, and then
Winnipeg's already up 1-0. Woo! Sorry.
That'll be a thing that you've now got. Oh, there we go. Oh, here we go. Rob, look at this. You'll like this. Oh yeah.
Nick, full screen that shit. What the hell? It's too small. Come on.
that's as big as it gets, man. Like Facebook's doing some weird shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. Sometimes we get nervous that it's not quite full mast.
You see, I see Paul smashed Greg's head into an elevator door. I just fingered it him a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, at the same point in time, Greg has the same look of joy on his face between getting splooged,
Yeah,
getting his head smashed into an elevator, and having Carrie's finger in his mouth. It's the same fucking look.
It's almost like Greg always has the same shit-eating grin on his face. But I'll say, at least Paul kept it on the outside. Carrie internally violated me.
I can't remember I can't remember exactly the context where like that was like during a dual review that we did, and it was one of the
I think the context was Carrie's like, I want to violate your mouth with my finger, and I said, no, Carrie, please, I don't want to do it. And then he did it anyway because he's a filthy boy.
You know,
the
there is video TLDR
didn't TLDR version of it right there, but no, I need to go back and watch that video again just I can't remember like exactly what like something was said or something, and like you were talking, and I looked over and just did it. I can't remember like I don't know why. It's random.
So yeah, there we go. That's me in a nutshell.
That's the second time you said that.
I love this one. Hey, wow.
No, you in a nutshell is you shrunken down to like this big and put inside a walnut. And then that's you.
Well, thank you for actually making me look bigger than what others do.
Wow.
Dan, we always like to bring a magnifying glass to your events. Oh shit! He just signaled some of his IT buddies to take down my internet.
Oh shit! Greg's gonna get a DDoS attack now.
I didn't signal anyone. It's just Greg. There might be some police.
Dan just ran a macro and now fucking
Suddenly tomorrow the cops show up at my house. They're like, Greg, your name was on the list of attendants at Epstein's Island. It's like, fuck you, Dan.
Jesus. All right. So
just put you on Trump's mailing list. That's all.
Let's move along.
I was only there for massage. What the fuck?
Okay. All right. Let's move on to Greg. Greg.
I
really need to ask you what you think of your beer.
I love how Greg just tried to get ahead of the Epstein thing. That was awesome.
I enjoyed it. The thing is done. This is all I have left. So I mean, it's fucking terrible when a 650 liter bottle. Not
650 liter bottle. Jesus Christ!
Wow, you're getting real fucked up tonight.
I want one of those.
Well, at this point, I'm not only bi, but I'm dead. So I mean, I'm whatever you want me to be, Rob.
You just drill a hole in the bottom of the bottle at that point and tap it like a fucking keg.
We weren't listening.
Yeah, well, Rob's gonna tap me like a keg at that point.
Wow.
But this is all I have left. It's fucking delicious. It is delicious. It's so what do I have to say about this? So it's a 2.5 euro bottle. It's smooth as fuck. It's a little strong on the chocolatey side. I would prefer a little less chocolatiness. I'd prefer a little more bourbon, a little more wood, a little more stoutiness. This one is actually surprisingly sweet, and Double Tempest is not usually a particularly sweet bourbon stout. This one is a little sweet right now, and it's
affected.
No, it's not affected. Not affected. It's it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just kind of trying to nitpick it. I mean, it is very sweet. It's very strong. I definitely feel I'm getting a little drunk off of it. If anyone wishes to take advantage of me, I'll forward you my geo coordinates. But
it's public transportation in Ontario. Jump on a train right now.
Well, something about running a train. Blah blah blah. Let's make a joke about that. Anyways,
running a train on Greg for
running a train with a train. Let's split Greg wide open.
So as a train, I'm moving south.
Guys, let's not be disrespectful to Greg. Greg is being respectful. Anyways,
is he?
No, and never.
Fuck.
So I'm gonna give this a double Tempest rating because that's what you got to give this, a double Tempest rating. At the double Tempest rating, it is far from the best I've had. Is it the worst I've had? No. There are some very hot double Tempests that are like, ooh, this is still a little spicy. This needs to settle down a little bit.
What's the best one you've had?
Like some of Nick's roast beef sandwiches. Probably 2014. 2014. Listen, 2014 at the Beer Fest with Nick and Paul, probably the best I've ever had. That is Double Tempest at its finest. I had several bottles of that, and that was a fantastic vintage. I wish I had more of that vintage. That was a different world, though. I mean, that was like that beer was just so perfect for that barrel. It was so sweet, so not sweet, so thick, so nice. It coated your throat. Yes, don't make it sexual. But anyways, it was fucking delicious. I don't feel any modern Double Tempest. Like I've got bottles back at this point as far as 2021. And I just don't feel any modern Double Tempest even comes close to that. That being said, still a very great beer. You can't take that away. It just, there was a time where I feel it was better. Then again, I was probably better 10 years ago too. Or maybe I was worse. I don't know.
What beers, what Double Tempest did we have? Sorry.
We probably had somewhere in the mid teens. So we probably I don't know exactly, but we probably had like 2015, 16, 17, something in that range.
Stuff.
Sorry, Rob, do you want to share with the rest of the class?
I sent it to you.
Okay, it's another dick pic. I've gotten so many of those tonight.
You asked for nudes, birthday nudes.
So what did you give ratings for your Double Tempest, Craig? Again?
So as I'm gonna give this as a style, I'm gonna say a style. It's literally a Double Tempest style. It is a not the greatest on style. I'm gonna go 7.5 on style. It is. Wow. I've had definitely better Double Tempest on it. I'm comparing to other Double Tempest, so don't throw rocks at me. But I am going to say, as a personal enjoyment, it's still a solid 9. It's still a delicious beer. I just, knowing that I've had other Double Tempest, I know there are better other out there. I know there's better bourbon barrel aged imperial stouts. I know there's there's even some stouts that are not barrel aged that might even be better because stouts that are not barrel aged exist and they're a thing. I'm slightly disappointed with this bottle specifically, but it's still fucking delicious. I can't it's like banging 10 hookers and being like, they weren't the best, but I still got to bang 10 hookers. So there you go.
It's true.
Look at the fight.
All right.
I'm glad I can explain it. Now let's look at Rob's dick pic. Oh wow, that's bigger than expected.
Speaking of bigger than expected, so I'm gonna put my put me on. So I forgot to talk about my bigger than expected can of Space Invader before Greg. So
hey Nick, I'm drinking that too.
Nice. You get a massive can. So Greg can be. I've only got this. I've only got this much left on my second massive can of this. It's really fucking drinkable. Citrusy grapefruit, passion fruit, dominant floral resin. It's got a little too much resin for my liking, but it ain't stopping me from drinking this shit at this size. I'm definitely gonna go back and get some more cans of this because like when it comes to an IPA for the extra value you get from having a large can of this, it's like having 25% more beer for this almost the same price as a normal IPA around here, which is like $5. Which is still sucks, but I mean it's not bad for the value. Now my can is from November of last year as well, so it's a little on the old side, but I think it's held up pretty well. I'm still getting plenty of citrusy, nice fresh tasting, like orange zest peel. It's very smooth, very soft, with a lingering floral zest in the aftertaste.
Floral zest
and resin in the aftertaste. I feel like it's still fine. Like I'm still totally willing to drink this shit. And the crazy thing is, this was brewed like almost 6 months ago, and you're just putting it on the shelves now in these large cans. Like, Envy, look, you get your shit together and stop approving beers that are fucking 6 months old by the time they arrive in the shelves. But at the same time, I feel like this is held up well.
27th.
Yeah. Yours is newer. I still think this is a decent beer, and I'm probably still going to buy more of it, but I don't know. Overall, for the style, I'm going to give it an 8. It's fine. In 7.5 for overall enjoyment. Like, I feel like it's that, which is the Nick rating, 7.5 out of 10.
That's a Nick out of 5.
Exactly. It's 3.75 out of 5, which is my basic rating. I give it anything that's just like middle of the road. That I like, if I like it more than that, then it's great. If it's like less than that, then it's okay. If it's pass mark is 5.
Nick literally branded that onto my ass, so I'm a Nick at a 5.
You're a Nick at a 10, right?
I was there. I smelt the flesh burn. It was awesome.
One for each.
It was
one for each cheek. All right, so
it was a really awkward broken rib floor chip night.
Yeah. Broke rib mountain.
It's 8 and 7.5 for the South. So let's go back over. You know what? Before we go over to Greg and see who's the winner tonight, we're going to read the rest of the comments, which Brandon said he was going to be on next week when we haven't revealed what beer.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't drink the beer. Look at that. No, nobody asked a question yet. Somebody asked a question right now.
That is sweet. They have a bigger can of Space Invaders now. Definitely grab one of those. Get them before they're gone. SEN was on. I said I used to order Amsterdam beers in 2-4s when I was in Toronto. They were pretty affordable. Came also in a 25 pack. In fact, delivery guy always had one extra in his pocket, and he never understood why. Yeah, because he's pocketing the free beer.
So there's nothing to understand. It's Amsterdam sells their beers in 25 packs, but they come in 24 packs. So literally what they do is they hand you a 24 pack, or usually when I buy it, it's a 50 pack because that's usually a better deal. And they'll hand you like a 2-4, maybe 2 2-4s, and then they literally just hand you 2 empties that you're just like, oh, here's an extra bone shaker, here's a spacer. Here's a fun fact: if you go,
they hand you 2 empties.
Sorry, extras, not a. I've been drinking, Carrie. Shut up.
You're a gold mine this evening. I love it.
No. So here's a fun fact. If you actually go to the brewery and go to the retail shop and you get their 50 pack deal, they'll hand you 2 2-4s. So Space Invader 2-4, Bone Shaker 2-4, whatever. And then because you're in the retail shop, they'll be like, okay, anything in the fridge, you can get 2 extra cans of that. So if there's like some higher price, like a Double Tempest or something, or some other like whatever beers, they'll let you get 2 cans of it, so you can get those for free. So it's pretty good. Nice. If you go that route, it's a good deal. If you buy it online, you have to get the same thing. It's an extra Bone Shaker, extra Space Invader, extra whatever. But in the retail store, they'll let you just grab whatever. It's like, oh, this whatever one-off beer they're making. Yeah, you can grab one of those, even though it's like $4.50 a can. They let you have one for free. That's a pretty good deal, as far as I'm concerned.
Somebody's trying to cheat the system. Somebody who's watching and not in the panel needs to ask a question.
Right. Brandon should be asking this question. So Brandon at some point said, it reminds me of myself and my friends from middle school, drinking beers. What's funny is he goes by the same middle school I did. My old teacher is her guidance counselor now. I'm not even sure what Brandon is talking about at this point. I'm sure it meant something. Western Canadian Beer Reviewer says, what's next week's beer? You're right. He's not the person to be asking this question.
I don't see anyone else fucking asking.
You're also right in that regard. So we're just going to say what the next week's beer is anyway, even though it's already kind of been spoiled. We're going to do Flying Monkeys again and do Velvet Bubble Lord Blueberry Sour next week.
Nice. Now, Greg.
Hi, Dan.
Greg, let's go over to you, and you pick the winner tonight.
Well, okay. Hold on.
You picked the winner.
Very obvious.
Well,
really, we're going to have to...
He's got the fucking belt. Like, listen, under any other circumstance,
I'd like to chat. He never asked the question. Brandon, you failed us tonight.
Under any other circumstance, I'd like to say, fuck you, Dan, pick somebody else. But so here's the thing. Okay, let's go through piece by piece. Okay, Carrie had the Vagina GLB beer. I've had that beer. It's really good. I've had it many times. Then we got Lady Lee. She's had the Fracture. I've had it many times. And I've had the other beer too, whatever it's called. I've had both of them. I actually agree with her assessment on both of them. As I find the Fracture to be too hazy for what it's worth. Like it's a little too fruity, too much like biting into a fucking orange. The other one I like. Then you got we'll skip Rob. We got Nick with the Space Invader. That's a good beer. I'm having one right now. It's literally my glass. This is vintage 1983. It's a birthday glass. See, there we go.
You upset Rob.
I'm getting back to Rob. I'm just covering the beers I've had before. So I've had most of your beers. Now we're gonna go with Rob's. Rob seems interesting. It basically resembles a penis being dipped into a butthole because there's a little poop on it, aka chocolate on the strawberry. I would like to try that. It actually looks like an interesting beer. I've not had that one. I think I may have had that second one. I would have to look. I have to look up if I had that second one or not. But the poop strawberry, I have not had that one. I actually would like to try it. That being said, Rob, like everyone said, you brought a knife to a knife fight. Dan brought a fucking nuclear bomb to a knife fight. 13 and a half barrel aged in like 28 different kinds of bullshit. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I got to go for. So, unfortunately, I mean, yeah, Dan wins by a fucking country mile tonight. Because
can we all vote just for the sake of voting?
Sure.
Like we know Dan won, but can we vote?
Okay, so Greg, Dan's the winner. Dan's the winner. Okay, so Greg, you gonna vote? You vote for Dan. So I'm gonna vote for Dan. Carrie, who do you vote for?
Dan.
Dan. Rob, who do you vote for?
I'm gonna vote for Dan. I wish these were stronger.
So I'm gonna ruin his flawless. I just had to put a kink in his thing. Fuck you and your fucking stouts. I hate stouts. So no, I'm not voting for you.
It wasn't about you anyway.
That might be that one tastes like a Rye and Coke. That might be the one that you actually like.
No, because everyone tells me this, and then I end up hating it because I taste.
Okay, so what does Lady Lee vote for?
So I'm literally left with all the beers that I can get. Anyways, I'm gonna go with this beer because Space Invaders is a really cool name, and I haven't tried it yet for whatever reason, and it has a cool name. So Nick gets my vote. So I know Dan wins. It's not a fucking flawless victory, okay?
How have you not tried Space Invaders?
I haven't tried it. I had to take some of his smug away.
That's okay. I enjoy it. I still have most of my smug.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No more comments. There's a happy comment.
Technically, Lee's vote was for East Coast Dan anyway. So
and so was
Brandon. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Still kind of a Dan.
I mean, if I do this, I kind of look like Dan, don't I? Oh shit! I need glasses. I don't know. My glasses are.
So listen. Here's the thing: is I obviously don't take my own beer into account. But even if I were to rate Dan's beer against my own, Dan would still be the winner because I would want to try his beer. I get it. As soon as Dan says cola, I'm like, oh, this beer might be a little iffy. But it sounds by far the most interesting to try.
And it's not really sweet.
I accepted my loserness as soon as Dan brought his beer and like. Fucking Greg was drooling. I just had to
I come in here to fucking play.
I mean, Lady Lee, if it makes you feel any better about your inadequacies, Rob would have been in second place. So there you go.
Wow.
And because no one has been nice enough to Greg, I vote for Greg's beer tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot that Dan had a vote.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, it's my birthday. I get to vote. Dan's vote doesn't count, but thank you for your vote, Dan. Cheers.
Well, yeah. We all know Dan won. Like, it was obvious.
At $22 a can?
Yeah.
He's got to win.
Fuck yeah.
Lee is in the chat saying I vote Dan.
Cheers, Mr. Lee.
Not in the beer analysis tonight.
He's not actually
in the... Veto's his vote because he's not here.
I wish Mr. Lee could have joined us.
But sort of loser crap.
I wish Mr. Lee could have joined us. He couldn't. But anyways, cheers, Lee, motherfucker. I mean, again, Dan basically brought a Corvette to a Toyota fight. So there you go.
Fuck. Tarmac, speaking of cars, Tarmac in testimony says, woo, flying monkeys.
It depends on what Toyota. Really?
Obviously not.
What Toyota is going to compete with a Corvette? I'm just throwing that out there.
Supra.
Toyota is Lexus LFA.
No, it can't compete with a Corvette.
You don't think an LFA can compete with a Corvette?
No. What's a 0 to 60? Tell me what's a 0 to 60.
Off the top of my head, I don't know what the Lexus LFA would do. That car was.
Yeah. What kind of practicality does that kind of 0 to 60 have in like normal highway traffic?
No. Sports cars are not Sports cars are not practical. They're stupid cars, but they're fun.
Brandon says, yeah, LFA will blow anything. Brandon will blow anything.
Oh, really?
So Radar says reliability challenged Corvette versus Toyota.
Well, let's have a look. Lexus LFA has a 0 to 60 of 3.6 seconds, whereas the Corvette Stingray, the basic bitch Corvette, has 2.8 seconds.
Okay,
I don't know
what's the top speed on the two of them?
I would still have.
And then also, what's
I still drive the
lap
Lexus
time
because it'll
around
be
the
running in 10
Nürburgring?
years'
Let's
time.
get right into it,
What
man.
is the better gas economy?
Like, probably the Lexus.
The answer is none of them. The answer is whichever one Greg is not driving.
I don't know. If I ever won the lottery for a big amount of money, LFA would be like my dream car.
Also, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Even as a sports car enthusiast, top speed is stupid because how often do you fucking drive that? The reality is no one ever.
Again, that's why I said what's their lap time around the Nürburgring?
Nürburgring is actually reasonable.
This is something we can take offline, ladies.
All right, we can talk about this offline. I just want to say, Lee Russell says, glad he quit the show, especially with all the fucking car talk tonight.
Lee, if you were here, a bunch of the car talk wouldn't have happened.
Contest on Forza 8, 70 Chevelle. Yeah, okay, Radar. Let's take this shit offline. We're going to go to Discord.
What's the next week's car?
Thank you for watching for the 5 minutes that Lee Russell watched at the end. We're going to look at Redbeard's penis. Thank you for
asking what's
the entire episode from SEN being on and asking a question. We're going to talk to you folks later. Talk to you folks next week.
Hi, Asian. Thank you for joining us.